Здравствуйте, уважаемые авиадиспетчеры! Итак, наш второй учебный фильм называется «Тестирование по тесту ETIAN». И поверьте, не так страшен черт, как его малюют. Мы приготовили для вас подробный пример всего процесса тестирования по тесту ETIAN, состоящего из нескольких частей. Часть 1. Интервью «Вы и ваша работа». Часть 2. Блок 1. Прослушивание 8 сообщений пилотов и говорение. Часть 2. Блок 2. Прослушивание 2 радиообменов и говорение. Часть 3. Блок 1. Прослушивание и понимание аварийной ситуации полета и составление уточняющих вопросов. Часть 3. Блок 2. Беседа по авиационной тематике. Наше видео позволит вам наглядно представить, как может проходить тестирование у нас в Институте аэронавигации. Поехали! Hello.
Hello.
So can we begin by confirming your test code number, please?
Okay, test code number is 0001022120.
Thank you. So first I'll tell you some words about the test. There are 3 parts to this test. In the first part, I'll ask you some questions about you and your work. In the second part, you will listen and speak about international flight situations related to your direct work. And in the third part, you will listen and speak about pilot-controller communication in non-routine flight situation, and you will discuss some. We will discuss some general aviation issues. As we go through the test, please remember that you can ask me to repeat, clarify, or confirm anything you hear. You will not lose marks for asking questions. Is that clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. So now on the first part, I'd like to ask you some questions about you and your work. So what's your job?
I'm an ATC controller in the Moscow approach area. I work for Moscow Air Traffic Control Center as approach controller and radar control service.
So what are your main duties at work?
Main duties are
Okay.
provide safety between traffic inbound and outbound from the Moscow, and also coordinate with other adjacent sectors to provide economy and time list for the traffic.
Okay, so and what is special about ATC unit you work in?
I work as an approach controller, so that means that my responsibility is about the traffic which arriving and departing from arriving to Moscow and departing from Moscow. So main airfield for me it's Sheremetyevo airfield, aerodrome, and there are lots of traffic, and most of them is a national carrier airfloat.
Okay, so and if you have lots of traffic, as you said, so is your job considered to be stressful?
Sometimes it is really stressful. That means we have lots of traffic, especially in evening time, when lots of aircraft returning to base, and we have to manage them
Okay.
without delays, if possible. But sometimes it is really stressful.
How do you cope with such situations?
We have to put the planes to holding areas. Sometimes we have to close our airspace because of lots of inbound traffic. Sometimes we're faced to a weather problem. It leads to further delays for the traffic and increased separation for landing planes.
Okay, so and what other situation may cause stress for your traffic controllers during work?
I think it's the major situation is emergencies. It's not very often, but sometimes it's happened. So we have to clear the airspace for the emergency traffic. We have to stop all the operation on the airfield until the distress traffic will be until landing of distress traffic.
So what skills do you need in emergency situations?
I think in emergency situation, we have to deal with stress. So the controller have to stay calm.
Okay.
Have to provide safety with other traffic, not only with urgency.
Okay.
We have to assist to pilot. So,
Okay.
but and at the same time we have to give them free time to solve the problem on board. So, in this situation, we have to. At the same time, we have to deal with the airfield. So we have to give them all information we have from the pilot to prepare the landing field.
Ah, okay, I see. So, and if we speak a little bit about skills, what skills do you need to pass English test at ICAO level 4?
ICAO level 4 is the minimum requirements for the pilots and the controllers to work, to have a job. So in the beginning we have to know the phraseology, but in case of non-routine situation we have to speak with the pilots and not only with the phraseology but with plain English. So we have to know the grammar rules, comprehension, fluency, and we have to know lots of words, so it's vocabulary.
Okay, and if we combine the English and stressful situations, so what effect do you think stressful situations have on the ability to communicate in another language?
Oh, it's difficult questions.
In your opinion, is it difficult when you have stress and you have to communicate in English?
It depends on the crew, on the other side of the headphone.
Okay.
So if we talk about some emergency situation with the German pilot or British pilot, they know how to describe situation.
Okay.
So, but if we speak with a Chinese or maybe Korean pilot, it really difficult to understand what they want.
Okay.
Sometimes, and it leads to stress in the air.
Okay, thank you. So now we'll move on to part 2. So now you're going to hear 8 pilot messages, one by one. Listen to the message and reply to the pilot. If necessary, you may ask the pilot to repeat. If any part of the message is unclear to you, ask the pilot questions to clarify. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So here is a list of call signs you're going to work with, and you may take notes, okay, as you listen. So are you ready?
Yep.
And then number 1.
Delta 2988, we have a technical problem at this time. We'd like to stay at present altitude, please. Can you give us vectors, headings?
Delta 2988, okay, maintain present altitude, fly heading 080 and advise your intentions.
Thank you. And just to confirm, what does the pilot report?
Here, Lufthansa's pilot reported some technical problems.
Okay, and what does the pilot request?
And requested to maintain present altitude.
Thank you. Number 2.
Approach Turkish 6 Echo Papa. We have a 6 passenger on board, 60 years old, 60. We have also doctor on board, and with the doctor advice, we are requesting an ambulance at the gate.
Turkish 6 Echo Papa, Roger, 6 passenger on board, and please say again how old is the passenger?
Approach Turkey 6 Echo Papa. We have a 6 passenger on board, 60 years old, 60. We have also doctor on board and with the doctor advice, we are requesting an ambulance at the gate.
Okay, Turkish 6 Echo Papa, Roger, medical situation on board. Ambulance will wait you upon arrival at the gate.
Thank you. And what problem does the pilot report?
The pilot reported that they have a sick passenger on board, 60 years old, and they have a doctor, and they requested to provide ambulance service.
Thank you. Number 3.
Zulu Kilo Echo Alpha Romeo, we are experiencing much stronger wind than planned. We would like to go direct to Papa Alpha Delta Kilo.
Zulu Kilo Echo Alpha Romeo, say again.
Zulu Kilo Echo Alpha Romeo, we are experiencing much stronger wind than planned. We would like to go direct to Papa Alpha Delta Kilo.
Zulu Kilo Echo Alpha Romeo, Roger. Initially fly heading 080, stand by for direction to Papa Alpha Delta Kilo.
Thank you. And just to confirm, what does the pilot report?
Here, the pilot reported very strong wind, so he requested direction to airfield Papa Alpha Delta Kilo direct.
Thank you. Number 4.
This is Jet 90740. We understand braking action poor. Request runway cleaning. Minimum braking action is poor to medium. Do you understand, sir?
With Jet 974, Roger. Hold over Sierra Whiskey as published, and stand by for runway cleaning. At the moment, braking action still poor.
Thank you. And what information does the pilot acknowledge?
Mr. Jet 974 acknowledged that braking action poor, and he requested minimum braking action is medium to poor.
Thank you. Okay, number 5.
Mayday, 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 this is Air France 321 Heavy. Engine fire on takeoff. Timing on heading 120 to join 5000. Please call you back.
Air France 321, Roger, Mayday. Say again your problem.
Mayday, 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 this is Air France 321 Heavy. Engine fire on takeoff. Timing on heading 120 to join 5000. Please call you back.
Air France 321, Roger, Mayday. Fire after departure. Continue on heading 120. Advise your intentions.
Thank you. And just to confirm, what phase of flight is it?
After departure.
Okay, thank you. So, number 6.
Cathay 260, there's a town below us. We're overflying at the moment. Somebody's shining a laser light at us, shining a laser light at the cockpit. It's green in color.
Cathay 260, Roger, green laser light shot to your plane from the town below you. Just to clarify, are you able to continue your flight normally, or you need some assistance?
Thank you. Number 7.
Charlie Delta India 10 Alpha. Due to technical reason, could you organize and coordinate non-standard level first? We have a minor problem with the bleeder system, so it's not a big deal, but we had to descend a little bit for the bleed.
Juliet 10, Jedi 10 Alpha, say again.
Charlie Delta India 10 Alpha. Due to technical reason, could you organize and coordinate non-standard level first? We have a minor problem with the bleeder system, so it's not a big deal, but we had to descend a little bit for the bleed.
Juliet Delta India 10 Alpha, Roger, what altitude do you need? And
Thank you. So what is the problem on board?
The pilot said they have some minor problem with the bleeding system, and they requested non-standard altitude for next flight.
Thank you. Okay, number 8.
2116, 25 right. We're going to need a few minutes to get set up, and we'd like vectors out here while we get ready. We got a yaw problem, and we're having a little trouble controlling the airplane.
2116, Roger, your problem. Say again other part of the message.
2116, 25 right. We're going to need a few minutes to get set up, and we'd like vectors out here while we get ready. We got a yaw problem, and we're having a little trouble controlling the airplane.
2116, Roger. Read the vectoring for runway 25 right, fly heading 080. Report when you're ready for approach. And Roger, your problem and partial loss of control.
Just to confirm, what problem does the pilot report?
Reported some problems with your control.
Thank you. So now you are going to hear 2 pilot-controller communications in non-routine situations. You will hear each communication twice. Listen to the communication and make notes. If some details remain unclear, ask the examiner questions to clarify. Then report on each situation. Give as many important details as possible. Okay?
Okay.
Ready? Ready?
Yeah, ready.
Okay, communication 1.
Berlin 8415, would you please repeat what exactly the problem on board?
Yes, we do have a hot break. Did you copy that? Hot break.
Roger. Are you going to expect any problem on landing?
Negative. We are not expecting problems on landing. At this time, we expect a false warning in the cockpit. Over. Did you copy?
Yeah, we did. Thank you very much.
Berlin 8415, we do have a hot break, and at this time we anticipate that's a false warning because right now the temperature indication is normal again. However, I return to have maintenance fix the problem. Over.
Berlin 415, Roger, now continue left turn, heading 160, and descent to flight level 60.
Listen again.
Okay.
Berlin 8415, would you please repeat what exactly the problem on board?
Yes, we do have a hot break. Did you copy that? Hot break.
Roger. Are you going to expect any problem on landing?
Negative. We are not expecting problems on landing. At this time, we expect a false warning in the cockpit. Over. Did you copy?
Yeah, we did. Thank you very much.
Berlin 8415, we do have a hot break, and at this time we anticipate that's a false warning because right now the temperature indication is normal again. However, I return to have maintenance fix the problem. Over.
Berlin 415, Roger, now continue left turn, heading 160, and descent to flight level 60.
Okay. Berlin 8415 reported hot brakes and the controller just tried to clarify the situation, and pilot reported that they have some possible of false warning, and that means that it's only some kind of mistake in the cockpit, and because the temperature became normally, and they have to return to airfield for maintenance to fix the problem, but it was the false warning. So, and next communication, controller gave them instruction to descend to flight level 60 and to make turn on heading 160.
Okay, thank you. Communication 2.
wind 250, degrees 1 meter per second, clear for takeoff.
Hey, Cargo 975, we have a little problem. Can you have someone send over just to have a look?
Lux 975, Roger. Water systems do you need? Are you able to taxi?
We don't know yet. We're investigators. Can you come and can you send a car over and check how our nose wheel is doing? We are now near the side of the runway in the snow. The Cargo 975, we are unable to move at the moment.
Cargo 975, 5 cents, wind chill.
Yeah, we see that. The guy that's inspecting down there, he says that we're unable to turn under our own power in this position.
Shut down the engines. We will prepare the place ahead of you and the truck comes to you.
Yes, okay, understood. We will shut down the engines and wait for the truck. Is it possible that you can tell someone in one of the cars that are driving around here if they could have our mechanic get on the headset so we can communicate with him? Someone can tell him, plug it in.
Cargo 975, technical service is checking your nose wheel and we will report later.
Okay, thank you for the information, Cargo 975.
Listen again.
Okay.
Cargo 975, runway 25, wind 250, degrees 1 meter per second, clear for takeoff.
Hey, Cargo 975, we have a little problem. Can you have someone send over just to have a look?
Lux 975, Roger. Water systems do you need? Are you able to taxi?
We don't know yet. We're investigators. Can you come and can you send a car over and check how our nose wheel is doing? We are now near the side of the runway in the snow. The Cargo 975, we are unable to move at the moment.
Cargo 975, 5 cents, wind chill.
Yeah, we see that. The guy that's inspecting down there, he says that we're unable to turn under our own power in this position.
Shut down the engines. We will prepare the place ahead of you and the truck comes to you.
Yes, okay, understood. We will shut down the engines and wait for the truck. Is it possible that you can tell someone in one of the cars that are driving around here if they could have our mechanic get on the headset so we can communicate with him? Someone can tell him, plug it in.
Cargo 975, technical service is checking your nose wheel and we will report later.
Okay, thank you for the information, Cargo 975.
Okay, the situation is about Cargo Lux 975. It's a cargo plane. In the beginning, they were cleared for takeoff from runway 25, but the crew requested some time to check the problem, and in the next communication they said they need the car to check the nose wheel, and they have. It seems like they have some problems with the turning of the planes, of the plane, and
Okay.
and then while next communication they said they are unable to turn on their own power, so the controller told them to shut down the engines and wait for tow for to move the plane from the runway. But sorry, they said that they are standing near side of the runway, so I think so I think the tow will move them right to the gate.
And at the end, so what assistance did the controller provide?
They sent some car to check the nose wheel, and then they sent the tow car to move the plane.
Okay, I see. So, thank you. And if we speak a little bit in general, not about the communication, but in general, what assistance of ground services do pilot request most often?
I think it's some technical cars, some for inspection, for inspection of the plane from the outside, from the outside.
Okay, I see. Okay, thank you. So now we'll move on to part 3. So you will hear a pilot-controller communication in non-routine situation. You will hear the communication once only. So listen to the communication and take detailed notes. Okay?
Okay.
Ready?
And Marseille, KLM 104, done. We have a cargo fire warning. We would like to land at the nearest suitable airport. And it probably will be Nice for us.
Okay, KLM 104, squawk 7700, you cleared the discretion flight level 200 for the time. I expect you're going to Nice Airport, give you range and radial as soon as I can.
Good night.
KLM 104, Nice Airport is in your 360 degrees for 8,000 nautical miles. Call you back.
Copy. KLM 104, what is the runway use at Nice?
Runway news is 04. Call you back for last weather.
04 right or left?
KLM 104, it's 04 left. You need ILS.
Thank you. ILS will be nice.
Ready to copy last weather, sir?
Excellent, go ahead.
Okay, weather from 8 o'clock Zulu time, wind from 330 degrees, 11 knots, visibility more than 10. Few at 2,000, broken 25,000, temperature 10, dew point -3, QNH 1012, nautic.
KLM 104, we would like further descent.
KLM 104, descent flight level 150.
So now you have 10 seconds to look through your notes. So, is there anything in the communication you would like to clarify?
Yeah, I would like to clarify some parts.
Okay.
In the beginning, KLM 104 declared pan and cargo fire warning,
Okay.
and they didn't catch. Did they asked for nearest airfield or something?
Yes, the pilot requests the airfield and the probably Nice airport. Airport at Nice.
Nice airport.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Didn't catch it. And they asked for direction, yeah, and the distance.
Yes, the airport is 360 degrees and 800 nautical miles.
87 miles, yeah. Okay, the runway was 04, and then they said it was runway 04 left and ILS approach. Is it clear?
Yes, it's correct.
Okay. So, and the weather information, I didn't catch all of them, just catched wind 330 on 11, visibility more than 10, and broken clouds on 2500, broken 2500, and temperature 10, dew point didn't catch.
-3.
Dew point -3. Okay, QNH 1012, flight level. Okay, and this is it. I think.
Okay, so now can you make a report on the situation? Provide as much information as possible, please.
Okay, KLM 104 declared pan situation. They reported about cargo fire warning, and controller gave them instruction to squawk 7700. It's emergency. It's not pan, it's for emergency. Squawk 7700 and instruction to descend to flight level 200. KLM asked for nearest airfield to land, and the controller gave them information about airfield Nice. It's on the range 360 degrees and 87 miles.
Okay.
That's what I catch. And the runway to land 04. Next communication, they said the runway will be 04 left, and the controller So just ILS approach, and pilot said it will be nice for ILS. And the controller gave them weather information. It was 330 degrees, 11 meters per second, visibility more than 10. Broken clouds to 2500, and temperature 10, dew point -3, and KNH 1012, and the last communication was to descend to flight level 150. That's what I catch.
Okay, so can I take this paper back? And now if we speak in general about fire, so how may situation develop in case of fire on board an aircraft, in your opinion?
Okay, fire on board is one of the hazardous situations on board. It's a hazardous situation when the pilot faces with the problem when they don't have enough time to solve it. Generally, it's 15 to 17 minutes. They have to land the plane in the nearest airfield. Otherwise, there will be problem to land and some catastrophic consequences for the plane.
Okay, and what factors may lead to fire?
In flight fire, oftenly it's engine fire.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
And it's I think it's not very huge problem as for not as a huge problem as a fire covered on the fuselage.
Why do you think so? It's not a huge problem?
It's a big problem, but the engine fire, it's an outside fire.
Ah, you mean this? Okay, okay.
But the most dangerous, it's hidden fire, when it's very difficult to locate
Okay.
where the fire is located, and it leads to smoke and smoke in the cabin, smoke in the cockpit, some fumes and the doors, and it leads to difficulties to control the plane.
So, but what can cause fire in general? Just what could be the reasons?
If we talk about outside fire, such as engine fire, it might be some problems, technical problems of the engine, maybe some fluids or oil system bleeding. Maybe it could be for a bird strike through the engines. But if we talk about in-flight fire, when the fire is located inside the plane, it might be some electrical problems, electricity, and maybe some problems with the smokers on board, maybe.
Oh, okay, why not? So, but in case of fire, do you expect communication difficulties when?
Yes, of course, we expecting it because pilots have to put the oxygen masks, and it leads to problems with communication, and also fire can damage some wires, and it leads to radio problems, radio communication problems, and the fails of the transmitting devices.
Okay, so and if we continue speaking about this, about the fire, so what actions and requests may you expect from the pilot in such situation?
In such situation, we expect rapidly descent of the planes, and descent sometimes it should be lower than cleared altitudes.
Okay.
And we have to give instructions to pilots about minimum safe altitude and the position. And they can descend, and of course we will make priority to land for them, and we have to make some actions to provide safety with the unknown traffic.
Do you alert any services?
Of course, we alert services on the fire brigades and fire brigades, medical assistance upon arrival at the plane at the airfield they choose.
Okay, so when after landing, how evacuation in emergency is different from normal evacuation?
Of course, they will make emergency evacuations, so it means that they will use special slides to remove the passengers, and the fire brigades will use the foam to extinguish fire at the same time with evacuation.
Okay, so and one more question. In your opinion, can people find effective ways of preventing fire on board the aircraft in the future?
I don't know, in the future, nowadays they use some fire extinguishing devices and fire predict systems, I think.
Okay. Does it help?
I think, yeah, modern planes are very rare. It's a very rare situation for the modern planes.
Okay, I see. Okay, thank you very much. That is the end of the test. Итак, тестирование по тесту ETIAN закончено. Надеемся, что наш наглядный пример тестирования поможет вам реально оценить свои возможности и качественно подготовиться к его сдаче. Конечно же, вы понимаете, что представленные в нашем фильме вопросы экзаменатора, аудиозаписи и ответы диспетчера УВД являются лишь одним из примеров, как можно справиться со всеми заданиями на тестировании по тесту ETIAN. Поэтому главная рекомендация во время вашего тестирования – очень внимательно слушать вопросы экзаменатора и аудиозаписи. Ведь от этого зависит результат вашего тестирования и нашей радости за вас. В следующем учебном фильме номер 3, который называется «Комментарии к тесту ETIAN. Часть 1», вы получите необходимые советы, рекомендации и дополнительный учебный материал по подготовке к первой части теста ETIAN. Желаем вам приятного просмотра! И у вас все получится! Увидимся!